Hey, welcome back, guys. Back to the channel. Glad you're back. If you're new, welcome. And just to get all the formalities out of the way, y'all know what to do. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Everyone else, drop a comment, smash that like button, ring the bell, and share this video. At the time of recording, we're at 72 subscribers. 72. Holding steady, but we got to get to 90 by the 25th. I got a surprise for you guys. If we can get to 90, I know we can do it. So we know what to do. Okay, so again, if you're new here to the channel, I do a little segment called Keep Talking. As you can tell, I have a speech impediment. It's fine, no big deal. So this happens to myself from time to time, and I'm sure other people with speech impediments, it's happened to them as well. We're talking with someone, and inevitably we're going to stutter or stammer or whatever. And the person, out of no malice at all, will say something like, I know a cure for that. I know you mean well, but stutterers are not sick. There is no cure for stuttering. It just is what it is. There's no cure for it. And again, I know people mean well. The best thing to my non-stuttering friends out there, if you encounter someone who stutters, the best thing you can do, put them at ease. Simply say, hey, I want to hear what you have to say. It's important. Just calm down. That's it. That's all you need to do. Simple. It puts them at ease. It puts you at ease. And it makes the whole conversation that much easier. And also, as I impart someone of notoriety who has had a speech impediment in the past, from the world of politics, the Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II, Winston Churchill, the great orator himself, had a speech impediment. So keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so I'm going to pose a question real quick here. Your moments from death and a voice from the dark calls to you, offering you a chance to live again. What's your answer? Don't think. What's your answer? Yes or no? Right now. Tough question. And that's the question that was posed to the subject of this little brief character study of Al Simmons, aka Spawn. Now, our story with this character begins in 1992 when a bunch of comic creators got together to form their own company. They were either working for DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, whatever, to form their own company, which became known as Image Comics. One of these creators was Todd McFarlane, who was most noted for his run with Marvel on the Spider-Man comics. And he brought to the table an original character of his own called Spawn. Now, to give a brief overview of the story of background of Spawn, we have a man named Al Simmons, who is a government operative. He works for a covert black ops government agency. He's a spy, saboteur, and assassin. So he's racked up a bit of a body count in his career. His boss, named Jason Wynn, betrays him and has him killed in the line of duty. Now, because of his past deeds, Al Simmons gets sent to hell and is confronted by the devil, who in the comics is named Malbolgia, and gets asked the question that I just asked earlier. Al wants to protect his wife and wants to see his wife again. His wife's name is Wanda. And he says, yes, I will do. I want to live again. I want to protect my wife. I will do whatever you say. Should have read the fine print, because Al gets sent back to Earth 5 years later. For him, it was an instant. On Earth, it's 5 years. Snap, blip. Think of it that way. Al has a new body covered with necrotic flesh. His appearance has changed. He was heavily burned when he was murdered, so he still has burn marks all over him. And his wife, Wanda, has remarried and has a daughter named Cyan. And her husband was his best friend named Terry. Interesting fact. Todd McFarlane's wife is named Wanda. Todd McFarlane's daughter is named Cyan. And Todd McFarlane's best friend is named Terry. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So now now Al is not alone. Hell has sent a guide / tormentor to keep tabs on him in the form of a short, fat, ugly, gross clown who is actually a demon, a true resident of hell. And the clown tells Al what the fine print of the deal was. To see Wanda again, he is now the general of Hell's army, called Hellspawn. His job is to collect souls and to kickstart Armageddon. So that was started off in. We get this story fleshed out in Spawn #1, which came out in 1992. Now, the story of the comic is that Al wants to avenge his death, and he's also being tormented by hell. He's being hunted by heaven, and all at the same time, he wants to regain his humanity, and that gets told in the comic books. And then at this time, Spawn had grown to be the #1 comic in the world in a very short amount of time. So short an amount of time that 5 years later, in 1997, we got a animated series and a live action film. Holy crap. So the animated series came out on HBO midnight, and this was absolutely brutal. The violence in it, the language that was used, the subject matter, and just very true to the brutal nature of the comics. And the title role of Al Simmons, aka Spawn, was voiced by the amazing Keith David. So, absolutely, if you know that voice, you'll recognize him from the movies Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick. He played the Holy Man. So, really great series. The live action film had some issues, and three things really contributed to the lackluster reception of this film. One was the studio New Line wanted a more teen-friendly film to reach a wider audience. So Todd McFarlane was not able to make the film that he originally wanted to make. The star was Michael Jai White. The part of Clown was played by John Leguizamo, and Jason Wynn was played by Martin Sheen. So, good cast, not a great story. And another thing that hurt it was this was right at the start of when CGI was just starting to find its legs. And this was a very heavy post-production CGI film. and it shows. The CGI just really looked really bad. That's not to say there were not a few highlights of it. One comes out to mind in particular right at the final scene where Spawn is perched on the cross of a church with his cape completely unfurled. And it is just a gorgeous set piece. And also the weekend it was released, it was going up against a very popular movie, Air Force One, starring Harrison Ford. So it had three things going against it. Thus, the movie did not do well. Thus, there was no sequel and the whatnot. So, if I was to recommend anything, I would highly recommend the animated series. Cannot recommend that series enough. It is brilliant. Absolutely loved it. So that's kind of a quick rundown of Al Simmons, aka Spawn. Tell me what you guys think. If you liked the character Spawn, drop a comment below. If you maybe want to suggest a character I do in the future, we got a few weeks until Moon Knight starts. So again, drop that down in the comments below. And as usual, also as I said at the beginning, subscribe, drop those comments, ring that bell, give us a thumbs up, and share the video. More eyes we see, the better we're going to get going. The more subscribers we're going to get. We're going to get to that 90. So, yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm really enjoying doing these things for you guys. I like to give my little share with you characters that I love and things that I love to talk about. So, until next time, have a great rest of the week. Always have fun. Hashtag keep talking. And always keep that smile on your face. Toodaloo.